Well, what's up, fam? Okay, so we are back with another reading vlog, and I am out to find spooky books for the spooky season. So we have quite the lineup today, and I am pretty excited. I have some books that I have absolutely no idea what they're about. I have some non-fiction, I have some sequels, I have a reread as well, and that is super exciting. So I'm going to take you along with me, and we are going to read all the books, we're going to annotate all the things, and we're going to see if these books are actually spooky or, you know, like, do they vibe? Do they vibe for spooky season? I don't know. We're going to find out though, so let's go. So first of all, we are starting with the reread, and surprise, surprise, it's a Stephen King novel. We are going with Misery. Now, if you don't know, Misery is about a very famous author who gets in a car accident and is taken in by a nurse who happens to be his #1 fan. But the issue with Annie Wilkes is she's not all there, and she did not appreciate how her favorite series has ended, so she is forcing him to rewrite the book. Now, I'm pretty sure, like, I relate to it, and I'm pretty sure you would relate to it, but the lengths that this woman goes to make sure that this man stays and writes the book as she wants it is insane. So I read this book for the first time back in high school, and I do not remember any of it except that one particular scene that had me cringing so hard in the middle of class, and my teacher let me finish the book based off of my reactions of that, so that was pretty cool. But from what I'm expecting of this book, I'm expecting violence, more of a psychological thriller than anything, you know, paranormal. I don't know if it's going to scare me, so we're gonna see if it'll make me cringe. If it makes me cringe, then we know this book is worth it. It passes the vibe check, and it's good for an October read. So I'm super excited to be getting into this one and seeing just how far Annie Wilkes will go to get, you know, the ending that she so well deserves. And the next book I have is written by an author that I've read pretty much everything by except for one other book, and I'm surprised it's taken me this long to get to it, but that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I know absolutely nothing about this book other than the fact that it gives dark academia vibes. So again, I don't know if I'm looking for anything paranormal or occult-ish, but I am definitely looking for the psychological thriller side. But yes, I love Leigh Bardugo's writing style, and I mean, this is Stephen King's, one of his favorite fantasies. He says, like, it's on the top tier, impossible to put down. So if Stephen King is recommending it, then perhaps it'll fit the vibe for October. So I am very excited to be getting into this. I am going to be annotating it, so I will let you know all the thoughts at the end, and I will make sure that it is spoiler free. The next book I have is another book that I know nothing about. I don't know anything about the author, I don't know anything about the plot. All I know that it is stunning, and that is Horrid by Katrina, Leno. Now, again, I do not know anything about this book. This was a complete cover buy, and from the looks of it, I think it's giving me like old haunted mansion, like rundown manor, Addams Family, possibly with some occult stuff. I don't know if it'll be paranormal, but I think there's going to be some freakishly weird religious setting in this, and if that's the case, then I am here for it. I am so excited, and it's pretty short. I think it's only 322 pages, so we should get this done relatively quickly. But yes, that is Horrid by Katrina, Leno, and I am very excited. And the next book that I will be reading on Kindle Unlimited is The Trench by Steve Alten. This is a sequel, and it is part of quite a long series, to be honest, for the specific topic that it covers. And so it's the Meg. It is a series about a megalodon who has come up from the Marianas Trench and is killing things left, right, and center, and we are trying to stop it. But this creature is prehistoric and was built like a tank, so our main characters are finding it very difficult to put this creature down. I loved the first book. I gave it 5 stars. I loved the movie, and I'm getting the sense that Steve Alten took a lot of inspiration from Jaws, specifically the novel, because I mean, in the movies there's no comparison. Jaws will always be a classic. However, there are some elements in the Meg's writing style that are kind of similar. So The Trench is following the events of the Meg 4 years after the fact, and I don't know what's going to happen. I think we're going to get an introduction to a new kind of predator, which makes me so excited. There are not enough books in the world that have this kind of content. I love all things sharks, all things dinosaurs, all things monster. I appreciate so much. So I am super, super, super excited to get on with this series. I was disappointed that it wasn't on Audible, as books 1 and books 3 to 6 are all on Audible for free. And the fact that they don't have The Trench, the sequel, confuses me so much. But we got it on Kindle Unlimited and I am very excited. I am expecting a lot of blood, a lot of gore, and violence, and just, oh, I love it. I am so excited. And the last book I am reading this week is Kidnapped by Mark Tedeschi, and this is a non-fiction book about the first case of kidnapping a child for ransom in Australia. It happened not too far away from me, so I am quite intrigued about the going-ons of that. And this book is on my TBR coincidentally. I'm following along the TBR Knockout Challenge that Jeannie from Jeannie Reads and Rebels has created. I will leave her channel down below. And basically she picks 3 numbers every month, and I go to my own shelves on Goodreads, I put it in the order, and I go to that number, and that's the book that I am reading. So I am very excited to get through this. I've had this on my shelves for like nearly 4 years, so we'll see how we go with that. But I'm expecting a hard read, just because mainly it involves children, but also because it's so close to home. This crime did take place before my time, so I do not know the outcome of it, or what happened to the boy, or what happened to the man who did it, so I am very intrigued to see how it goes. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I just finished Misery, and 5 stars, hands down. Like, let's just get that out there. 5 stars. Whew. Did it pass the vibe check? Absolutely. I cringed so very hard at some of the scenes. It was so violent and descriptive, and Stephen King, oh, like some of his books, like Billy Summers. He had another book that I didn't like, Under the Dome. Terrible, right? But Misery, The Shining, Carrie, Green Mile, The Long Walk. Like, this man knows how to write, and there is a reason that he has so many film adaptations, so many books, so many. It really is the king of horror. Like, oh my god. I don't think I'd say there were trigger warnings besides the extreme violence. I mean, there's drug abuse, and I think that's it. But if you haven't read that book and you like psychological thrillers with violence and gore and blood, I would highly recommend this. This is easily in my top 5 horror books of all time. Easy in my top 3 Stephen King books of all time. I wouldn't say that it's beaten The Shining, but it came close. It came very, very close. So I loved that. It's a winner. I also managed to finish The Trench. And I'm disappointed. I gave it 3 stars, which is kind of upsetting considering I gave The Meg 5, but there was a lot of political conspiracy terrorism things going on, and I'm like, why is this a background to the Megalodon? Because it wasn't the Megalodon they were trying to weaponize, and I'm just so confused. Like, it wasn't an integral part of the plot, really. It felt like a separate book, so that was really annoying, but there was an introduction to new creatures, and I feel like in the 3rd book, the Meg and those creatures are going to battle it out, and it's going to be so good, and I'm very excited. I low-key want to start the 3rd one, like, right now, but I have too much on my TBR for this month, so I'm going to wait. But, the Meg is just so good. So good. I can't say too much because it is a sequel and I don't want to give away anything from the first one. And the first one is quite different from the movie. So, yeah. Did it pass the vibe check? Not really. Yeah, it had violence and everything like that, but it wasn't spooky. It didn't make me cringe at that particular violence. But I just had so much fun with it. It's like when you sit down and you have like one of those shark movie marathons and you watch all the terrible shark movies. I hope other people do that too. But it was really good. It read like a B-grade shark movie, but with class, because it was. But yeah, 3 stars for that one. I'm a little disappointed, but it is what it is. I think the 3rd one will be another 5 stars, so I'm not too mad about it. And then because I'm just on fire, I also finished my audiobook for Kidnapped while I played the new game Coral Island, which is given me Stardew Valley crossed with Dinkum, and I'm so good. So, Kidnapped, right. It was sad. I thought it was going to be a hard to read book because of the children and the topic, but it wasn't. The crime itself and the court proceedings were super interesting, but everything in between just felt disjointed and unnecessary. And I was with it right until the end. Like, we got justice, everything like that, and I was right there. And then like the last 10 minutes, the author went into his theory on why the crime happened. And he said it was because the man who did it wasn't loved as a child, and he was just out to get love and like all this stuff. And I'm like, no. The man did it because there was $25,000 at stake. And when the boy met his fate, when little Graham met his fate, this 8-year-old boy, this man did not show a damn ounce of, like, what is it called? Remorse? He didn't know. He was stone cold. That wasn't my fault. It was somehow the kid's fault. And it's quite disgusting. Like, I'm so glad that man is in prison. But I don't sympathize with the man who did it whatsoever. So that was a 3 stars for me. I find non-fiction of that particular sort really hard to rate. But I think the author's statement at the end just kind of cheapened the whole experience for Graham and his family. Crime, I don't know. It just made me feel icky. So that was a 3 stars, and I'm disappointed. super quick update. I'm on page 54 of Horrid and I'm actually genuinely terrified. Okay, first of all, why is she eating books? I don't understand that. But like I don't think I could move into a manor, and I don't no. And I really like how at the start of the book it's like this little poem nursery rhyme thing that the author's mother used to read to her, and so now instead of going like part 1 part 2, it's like a line of the poem, and it's kind of creepy. So I'm feeling it, but I'm also like terrified. So I'm glad that it's daylight right now. But yeah, I am going to keep reading. Okay, cool. Okay, so I just finished Horrid by Katrina Leno. I'm giving it 4 stars. It would have been a 5 stars, but the ending was so intense and the way that it finished off was so quick. I was like, what does this mean? What is gonna happen? Like, I kind of like that it was like an ambiguous ending, but at the same time I'm like, I needed more. Like, I loved this so much that I didn't want it to end. This book creeped me the hell out. Definitely passed the vibe check. It was so much better than I was anticipating. I really, 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 really liked it, and I will be picking up literally everything by this author because her writing style is so easy to read. It's just so good. So good. I'm pleasantly surprised. It was definitely a really strange book. A lot of weird things happening. It gave me the Amityville horror vibes, but make it YA. It was fantastic. I would love to see this adapted to the big screen because I think it would make for a really creepy movie. But I loved it. I loved it. I was so happy. This was really good. And so I only have one book left to finish for this vlog, and that is Ninth House. And I think we're gonna do it. I don't know if we'll do it tonight because it's nearly 11 o'clock, but I think I'm gonna push through and get it done by tomorrow. I'm going to try and read as much as I can this week because I just got a job today and I start on Monday, so I am so excited because that means more books. So I am going to read as much of Ninth House as I can, and I am starting to pick books for more next week's vlog, and I will be getting a House of Leaves reading vlog up very soon. Not sure when, but it will be soon. So I'm super keen for that. I'm having a lovely old time. But yes, I am watching Katie and Shelley live on YouTube. Hopefully Val pops in soon, so when she joins, whatever, they're doing sprints, so I'm doing sprints, and we are going to read Ninth House. So I will see you soon with another update.
Okay, so I just finished the final book, Ninth House. Okay, so I kind of gave up annotating, except for this one scene towards the end because woof. And essentially, look, it's 4 stars. It was super boring in the beginning. I didn't understand anything that was going on. I was like, I don't really care at all. And I thought about DNFing, but I didn't because I was like, no, this is for the vlog. So I read it and I am quite surprised. It was dark, like a lot darker than I was expecting. It was giving Victoria Schwab's Tunnel of Bones, but make it adult dark fantasy. Like, the subjects in this I was not expecting whatsoever. Did it pass the vibe check? It wasn't like hectically scary. There were some moments that I was like, that's pretty cool, like that's pretty creepy, but other than that, it wasn't scary, but I really enjoyed it. And there was like a murder mystery. There was like a double murder. There was a triple murder mystery. There were like 3 mysteries going on. And while I had some predictions, I did not see that coming. Like at the very end, I did not see any of that. And I'm so excited for the sequel, especially because I don't know if you've seen the cover for the sequel. I'm gonna just drop it here. But it looks so good. And I'm so excited. But I gave Ninth House 4 stars. I can't give it 5 stars considering that I was considering DNFing. But all in all, I had such a good reading week. So all in all, I read 5 books. I read a total of 1,764 pages. I had 1 5-star rating, 2 4-star ratings, and 2 3-star ratings. So not bad. I didn't have any terrible books. I had 1 amazing book that I'm just and I had some that were pretty good, like really good. So I'm quite happy with that. Did all of them pass the vibe check? No, but most of them, yeah they did. So it was good. So that's the end of the vlog. It's been a struggle, but we got there. We did all the things that we set out to do, and I will be back next week with another vlog with a whole bunch of new books to be reading. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget your joke on the way out. What do you call a man with too much lip filler? Philip.